Sit down. You're making a scene. Mark, get your wife." Mark reached for my arm, but I pulled away. I pulled a stack of papers from my clutch, not the program, but the legal documents I'd spent the last 48 hours preparing. "I have here," I said, projecting my voice like I was on a stage, "an affidavit from my doctor confirming my perfect mental health. I also have a recorded conversation, thank you, baby monitor, of Beatrice Sterling discussing how she, quote, bought the records clerk to falsify a birth certificate. And most importantly, I have a signed lease for an apartment 3 states away, paid for by the jewelry I sold, the jewelry Beatrice gave me to look the part." "You wouldn't dare," Beatrice hissed, her voice a low growl. "I already have," I replied. "Mark, you signed a paper saying I was crazy. That's grounds for a very, very messy divorce. And Beatrice, if you ever try to contact me or Maya again, this recording of your legal maneuvers goes straight to the local news and the Bar Association. I wonder how the Sterling Foundation will handle a fraud scandal." The silence was absolute. I looked at Mark. He looked small. He looked like a little boy in a suit too big for him. "Elena, please," he whispered. "We can talk about this." "We're done talking, Mark. You chose your mother's legacy over your daughter's identity. You can have the name Clara. You can give it to a dog, or a boat, or a statue.
But this little girl, she's Maya, and she's mine." I walked out of that chapel with Maya in our carrier. I didn't look back. I didn't look at the flashing cameras or the shocked faces of the Sterling Circle. I drove for 6 hours. When I finally crossed the state line, I pulled over at a small, nondescript diner, the kind my mother used to work in. I sat in a booth, the smell of cheap coffee and grease filling the air. And for the first time in months, I breathed. My phone was blowing up. Text from Mark, "I'm sorry, she forced me." Text from Beatrice, "You will regret this. You have nothing without us." I blocked them both. I looked down at my daughter. She was staring up at me with wide, dark eyes. "Hi, Maya," I whispered. She smiled, a real, gummy, beautiful smile. I realized then that a name isn't just a collection of letters. It's the first boundary we set for our children. It's the first gift we give them that says, "This is who you are, and no one gets to tell you otherwise." Beatrice Sterling had all the money, all the influence, and all the